Good evening everyone and welcome to another tournament stream. Today we are streaming the EU server for you guys and I will be following EG. They are of course the guys that went to the offline in last year and I've met most of them and it was just epic. It's always different when you actually have seen someone face to face. So yeah, basically like I said, I'm taking you straight to the room right now because the room is already up. We have an evening filled with matches and we should have fun with it. So I'm just going to ready up so that can't go wrong at any case. Basically EU is divided. I'm just gonna quickly take you. We're not gonna miss the match anyway because I have readied up. This is basically what we are dealing with. We have one giant chart, one giant group of all these clans. So whatever happens, it's gonna be epic. Like I said, we start off with EG versus 7CD. And this is actually interesting because I've recently had a conversation about the whole matchmaking of the tournament. And some people feel that it is very unfair because it's strongest versus weakest and they feel that the underdog does not have a chance. But quite frankly, they're not supposed to have a chance. It's all about getting the highest, the top teams out of this whole selection. So you can't really expect the matchmaking to be like fair and well, not it is fair in a way. All matchmakings are fair in a way, but you can't expect it to be random or like similar win rates against each other. It just won't work like that because this is, like I said, it's all about getting those top teams out of this whole selection. So I'm actually really excited because, like I said, all these top teams are facing each other and it's just gonna be epic. And basically in this case Brian, he is streaming win tonight, and assuming our teams win all their matches, we won't meet until the semi-final, so our stream should be nice and long. But it could be tricky because the competition is murder. So I'm just checking to make sure that you just see the game in OBS. You can't see the time left because of the wargaming badge thingy. I might make a different wrap, I'm not entirely certain, but I do like the sort of crisp and clean look this one has. But we see that EG has completely readied up. They are safe and sound in the knowledge that I use a 5-minute delay on the stream so no one can see each other's lineup. They have readied up with 2 113s, 2 Sherrys, 2 Mice, and a 268. And they're going to go up against 3 IS4s, an E100, a Batchat, a T62A, and a Mouse. So that's going to be interesting to see. We are starting it off on Winter Marinovka, one of the gravity mode maps as well. I would love to see a tournament in gravity mode. To be fair, I'm not that big a fan of the weird game modes that we generally have, but I would love to see tournaments in them. Even like realistic, I like that game mode the least, but it's just been great fun to see a tournament in it, and I think that would be the same for every weird game mode. But then I am a competitive gameplay fan, so I would generally like competitive gameplay in just about any game mode. So in just over a minute we get to go and see our first match. I'm actually very happy that we don't have to wait another half an hour before we get our first match this weekend. Even though I would like it even more if all these teams have been divided into 2 groups instead of 1. And, well, basically we would have slightly less matches then. So I'm not entirely certain about that, but yeah. It would make the competition a little bit less murder and would have a bit less of an impact on the cups in total. Because right now, if you get knocked out early, it could seriously jeopardize your position in the top 8. So we will see in 30 seconds. We get to go our first match. I sound a little out of breath. I am a little out of breath. And I think that's mainly the excitement because I'm actually a bit nervous about tonight with all the great teams that we should be seeing tonight. And of course my first time streaming EG this tournament season. And I've been looking forward to that for real. Like, it's like they made it to the offline last year. And they deserve a lot of exposure. But here we go into the first match. Let's see. And when it shows me this, I'm always afraid that I'm gonna get kicked out back to my garage and that I did something wrong. 7CD all using the same avatar. Not the most OP avatar, but I do like that they're uniform. RG and Edgar both using the EG avatar. Some pros, an eagle and an owl. So let's see what they're gonna do. Nice camo. Ooh, the 113. I want the 113 mainly because of that camo, because it looks so nice. So let's see what they're going to do. And let's go up and away to have a bird's eye view and see what's going on. And we see the T62A to spot the Sheridans, and he might spot them, but it might be costly for him to do that, because they have missiles. But so far no shots have been fired. Base A is being kept, and that means that EG now has an advantage. Neo taking some big hits there already. DF losing a little bit of HP there, but not all that much. And Neo is the preferred target. And most of 7CD seems to have gone down, leaving one lone mouse to deal with 2 mice. And that could potentially be tricky. E100 now also moving in towards the mice. But overall, Batchat losing quite a bit of health. The F losing a little bit more HP. The mouse now getting hit in the back, showing his rear to most of the guns from EG over there. And he's not going to survive long. He just got hit by the 268. And RG is now getting flanked by Toretto, but it is hard to flank a 268. And even though he takes some damage, there goes Neo. We see that RG has already turned around. There goes the mouse. E100 is next in line. RG potentially in trouble, but General is not leaving him alone. He might die for this though. But at the same time, 7CD has already lost 3 guns, 4 guns. And that's how fast it's going, and RG is still alive. This could potentially be a 7-0. The E100 wanted to get past, but not happening. There goes Punisher, and we now only have a last monster and a nuclear hot dog left. And he's not going to survive for longer. There goes the last monster. And now we only have the E100, who just got tracked, which is not going to work in his favor. A tiny bit of HP damage there. Big hit by the Sherry. And that kills him off. Wow. A 7-0 first victory for EG. That is definitely setting the bar quite high. Nice spread of damage overall. And this is basically, those mice pushing in was not necessarily a bad decision, but the mice, let's actually see, just over 2 minutes. One of the mice showing this back to everyone down near base A, that is basically what literally killed him. Because he just got shot in the rear so much. And that is like, you're angling right for the mice, but you're angling wrong for the whole rest of the enemy team. And when your massive armor gets eaten away from a team that quickly, it is not going to be good. But 7CD is now ready for the second match in 2 E5s, 1 Sherry, 2 IS4s, an IS7 and a mouse. So they're going with the somewhat more mobile. They're leaving out one of the mats, but they're taking more mobile heavies. And they're going to go up against 3 mice, 2 IS4s, a 121 and a 113. And that's definitely an interesting... I have a... Oh, okay, that is the 121 is turning into a Batchat. Generally a good call, Batchat, lovely little thing, and it is a small target, which can work out really well. But with this lineup, I would expect EG to go base B and C this time and not go down into the pit. Whereas I have a feeling that 7CD is preparing for a match in the pit. So in 20 seconds we get to see the second match of the evening. And I hope that everything is fine, that the sound is fine, OBS is looking good. And basically now we just wait. Countdown clock has begun. We are about to go into the second match. And we will have fun. Because with teams like these, how can you not have fun? It's actually quite funny because I was having like hilarious fun last Thursday and actually got a comment on YouTube saying that I'm basically not allowed to have fun and that I shouldn't laugh on the stream. Shame on me. To be fair, the moment that I stop having actual... Ooh, look at my Christmas tree. Christmas sweater, E6. The moment I stop having fun streaming these things is the moment that I stop streaming. It's all about having fun and you shouldn't take it all that seriously. Yes, you need to take it seriously, but you don't need to take it super seriously that you can't have fun with things. So RG in the bad chat heading towards the middle, towards base B. EG indeed focusing on the B and C side. And some of the IS-4s and the mouse have been spotted. And basically RG is not looking to do damage himself, he is looking to basically spot everyone. Rashford taking a bit of damage there. And we see one of the mice, Pebusher, probably raping all the names, so my apologies for that. Getting into a different position. Spacey at the back having been spotted. And that means that those three here, the IS-4, IS-7 and E5 can't peek too much because they risk getting shot. And now RG is cheekily capping base C because there's no one actually in this alleyway. And that would mean that EG will have an early point advantage because even now when the Sheridan is capping that base, they're not going to be in time to keep RG from capping it. And now RG has to be a little bit careful because the IS-4 Neo is arriving. But he's a little bit alone and we see that immediately he starts getting shot. And we have the E5 there and we have the IS-4 now pushing a little bit more forwards. Lego and Spacey are trying to do damage, but overall we basically just see that this is they're picking them off. They're being careful not to get shot too much. Win's losing some HP in the mouse, Spacey also. But overall these are good positions to be in and Neo is sadly being eaten away by Edgar, who is now the E5 is pushing in and you see that immediately EG is responding and they just need to be careful. They need to get Neo out of the way, but at the same time Lego needs to be careful not to get caught in the crossfire here. So basically there goes Lego takes out Neo. Edgar, now the juicy target, he might die for this. But Spacey's actually blocking shots. They take out Toretto. It's 2 guns gone from 7 CD before Edgar is actually taken out. We have Rashford pushing in, bullying his way. There's the mouse is almost gone. And we see RG in the bad chat reloading his clip, getting up behind them to get shots into them. Spacey not looking too healthy, but still alive. The last monster is almost gone. This is basically focus fire. Spacey is gone. Punisher is sadly being murdered. The bad chat now on another drum reload. But it is 5 versus, well, barely 3. And there we go. And now there's only nuclear hot dog left. And a very healthy IS-7. But this is what I mean. If you focus fire, you will end up having healthy targets in the end. But that is fine because you're taking them out and you have a lot more guns. Rashford not even bothering to angle right. And now we have only nuclear hot dog, who is taken out by Nicolade. And it is the end of the first matchup. A slower game, but also slower tanks overall. And just look at the difference in damage being done. There's a near, well, 7.5k difference thereabouts. And this is something that I found very funny. When we got this update with the heavy HP buff, I do feel that it doesn't have that much difference in pub battles, but in these battles it can have a big difference because we've actually seen a team lose that did more damage than the other team because of the HP pool that was there. So it does make a difference, especially if you use a lot of them. So that is the first matchup for the evening. And this, oh my god, what did I get? Shinobi camouflage. Do I have the Shinobi on this account? So if so, I can actually sort of rage about it. There she is. I do not have it. So this is a press. Oh, no, it's not the. This is the one that I want. Well, that was useful. But yeah, this tank, and I'll rage about crates a little bit now. We have plenty of time before the next matchup, about 20 minutes. This is stuff that we have in store right now. We have these alpha crates with tier 10 vehicles, but you have to keep in mind that there's a very, very little chance that you will actually get a tank. It's like 4%, I think. And then you might not even get the tier 10 that you want. If you have none of the tanks, you could try a gamble of sorts. But even then, I would not waste this amount of gold on the 4% chance that you will get a tank and the lot more chance that it won't be even the tank that you want. But then you have this. The Chinukai bundles, which is the tank that I just showed that I got the camouflage for. And the drop chance is even lower. It's 3%. Just like, what? The crates are also a lot cheaper in value and everything. But it would be different if the tank was actually good, but it's not. The tank, it's okay. It's a tier 5, but it's okay. It's nothing epic. I remember that I bought it when it first came out for, what was it? 6 or 7 euro maybe? And I got it mainly because it looked cute. It was one of the first tanks in the game ever with a legendary camouflage. It wasn't even called that then because we didn't have camouflages in the game. So it was just a tank that looked cute. And now you get this. And it's ridiculous. But yeah, that is my ramble about crates. I'm gonna go back to my lovely E6 because I do love it. I have primed it with camos that I felt looked good. This looks definitely good and I felt it was in sync with the moon event that we have right now. Gravity mode, but it's definitely just a moon event. But yeah, let me actually show you some replays. Yes, stream delay. Oh, I can't type anymore. Is 5 mins. And Brian is covering win. Basically, what we've done is that we've kept it sort of random. We've given Wargaming a few preferred clans to stream. Kiwi, time to remember my responsibilities as EG team manager. But yeah, we've given Wargaming a few preferred clans so that we are not covering only one tank all around, because it's actually more fair to the teams if we cover more teams so that more teams get that exposure and basically get shown off. But yes, let's see. I have replays. I have so many replays, oh my god. But I have a replay from Rashford, so I'm actually going to show that. I might have shown it before, I'm not quite sure, and the reason that I'm not quite sure is the fact that my memory sucks. So let's see, open with Blitz, because he doesn't actually know how to open replays. Here we go. Rashford, who we just saw in the mouse, now in the T22 medium. One of the tournament tanks that is behind a paywall. It has never been sold for just an amount of money or just amount of gold. It's only been in crates, so you either had to get really lucky or could have ended up spending literally hundreds of euros. My T22 eventually cost me like 120 euros, so that's saying something. But overall, I did get it. I am happy that I got it. But it's still, in a way, I find it very bad that Wargaming is hiding. Well, I wouldn't say it OP. It's not OP, but it's OP in the right hands, which generally in the competitive scene are OP hands. So in a way it is OP, and in a way it is not. And I dislike that Wargaming is putting tanks behind a paywall, because that is stuff that is, in my opinion, not okay. And his D54 is not really doing good. The Sheridan is being a little bit YOLO. But he's repositioning himself. And this tank, like I said, in the right hands, it is so OP. And that's something you have to be careful with. And I think I have shown this. But hey, I'm streaming EG for the first time. we get an EG replay. It's that easy. And he lands another one there. And this is just, yeah. I like this tank. I love having it and playing it and all of that. But I find it's bad for wargaming to put tanks behind a paywall. Tanks that are actually competitive. I mean, you also have the E6, which is not quite that competitive. And you have the, of course, the Badger. And you have the Chieftain MK6. And you have more Prem tanks. But none of them are quite as competitive as this one. And it's this one being this competitive that, in my opinion, is the issue. And that is the end of the T-54. The E-100 is coming. Nice little hit there. T-54, not sure what he's doing. Not sure he knows what he's doing. Tracking shot there. And we see a missile fly over. And hitting the ground, and a missile flying back. And the E-100 taking care of the very clueless T-54. And it doesn't even do that much damage on its own, but it's more like the whole combination of it. The damage that it does, the armor profile that it has. It's raging. I don't rage often. Well, actually, no. I can rage about crates and stuff like that. So the 268 is now gone. Or is he's camping at the back somewhere? There he is. And as soon as he's been spotted, he pulls back, which is a good way to go. Personally, I'm not a fan of tanks actually camping in any shape or form. I understand if you have plenty of targets, but generally campers stay in the same spot. There's the Death Star. With a very interesting name. And this could potentially hurt, but he actually... Well, he doesn't bounce it. It only hits his tracks. Which is a good thing. And if you can play like this, this is what, for me, shows pro players. Shows what a pro player is. Because he's using the pole as cover. And even though it's relatively very little cover, it is more than enough cover. And that has everything to do with the fact that it makes people have to adjust their aim a lot. And just this, again, he's not actually lost any health to this guy yet. And now the guy has seriously 1 HP left. Which, in my opinion, is quite unfair. But he takes it off. And there's only 3 enemies left. We are already 5k damage into it. And the IS-7 might steal the kill. Not entirely certain. No, it's actually Rashford that gets it. There's only 2 tanks left at this stage. Rashford is still full HP. And he's just waiting with his shot to get behind it so he can use AP and do more damage. IS-4, not paying attention to him. This is basically the enemy that you want. And the team that you want. Where your team is effective fodder, allowing you to farm an IS-4. And it doesn't matter if the IS-7 survives or not, because he's definitely not losing this. And he actually does steal the kill, but with 3 kills in, 7.3k damage, that is a lot of damage to be doing. I like showing off the people that I'm streaming, to show you how OP they are in regular games. It's not just in the team, it's just overall. And this is a great example of that. 1711 base XP. So not even just, not premium XP, base XP. That is how OP this was. So let's see, we can do one more before we actually have to pay attention again. And let's see, what do I have? I actually have a replay from Entoast, from Luca, that I haven't seen yet, I think. So let's have a look at that. This is a map, it's my favorite map. I love this map. And I'm kind of curious to see how this will go. I mean, of course, I'm showing only a escape. So we kind of know how it ends. The general idea is that they get away with whatever it is they were doing. But still. So let's have a look. Something symbols. I don't speak symbols, I have no idea what's being said there. T62A, one of those tanks that is, with the gun depression buff that it's gotten, is in a way OP as well, but there's pretty much no OP tanks in games. It all depends on the player, whether or not you can make it with the OP-ness that the tank has to offer you. Because if I meet an absolute noob in the T22, I won't be afraid of it. If I meet, like, well, something like Rashford in the T22, I would be terrified. First hit there. Pantera slowly tuning around. This is the price for field tuning. I'm not a fan of field tuning. Waffle running away, making him nicely achievable. The FE not having done any damage so far. Not having gotten any damage so far. I'm more surprised at that. Nice little cheeky shot. And his team is basically just rushing in, which can be both good and bad, because in this case they are coordinating, so that can go well, but at the same time they could very quickly lose their lives. We have the tortoise here. That is staying put, which is nice for our T62A. So let's see. Okay, so it's Legion versus Win on Brian's stream soon. And we have... Let's have a look. Well, EG versus Whip on mine. There's two Whip teams and they were up against each other, so I knew that that is a clan tag that we're definitely gonna see. Getting some cheeky shots in here. It's not that interesting what he's doing so far, but he is doing really nicely. He does take a hit there. And that is a nice bounce. 263 has such a troll profile. So he's not actually just going back to shorting the tortoise. He just has to be careful not to fall down, because that can actually really hurt you. And it's kind of important to take the guns out at this stage. Nice little bounce there. A nice little bounce there again. Well, technically not bounces, but still. He just has to be careful of 263, but he has now been taken out. And he's done near 4k damage here. And he's in a pretty good position. He takes out that tier 8 finally. And then he arrives behind the IS-4, who misses for some weird reason. And we are near 5k damage into it. So now he can activate his adrenaline again, which he does immediately, which I think is a good call, because he's basically farming. And these kind of games, they can lead to damage records for yourself. Damage that you never thought yourself to do. And it's just epic. I love it. We are at 6k damage now. And the kill will likely be stolen. And Toast doesn't care. He's literally going for the next healthy target. Not caring that he's missing the kill. It's all about the damage at this stage. We are near 7k damage into it, so that is saying something. And we are over 7k. That is ridiculously good. But it also goes to show how little his team did. And now the waffle is actually getting in the way. And it's the STI that takes him out. But 7.5k damage further. That is the end of the game. Oh my god. 1606 base XP. Again, base XP. There are so many massive damage games going on these days. It's ridiculous. But yeah, now we have to wait for the room invite, which should be up in a few minutes. So I'm not going to be showing you another replay. Let's actually have a look at the chart thus far. These are the teams that have been knocked out. 7 CD, Anathema, just gonna put it like that. Kraken S, K4, Alum, Demo, one of the whip teams. Toxic, Mercy, Final, Ivy, WW, Ivis, Ukraine F, one of the Emo teams, and LGR. These are the teams that we are left with. I'm actually going to call out the teams. We have Legion versus Win. That is going to happen on Brian's stream. Be sure to check it out or to watch it back later on, because that's definitely going to be a match worth remembering. APA versus Souls. German Legion versus Mates. EG versus Whip, which is what I'll be streaming. Loka versus FBI. Ooh, that's also a nice match. 0-3 versus Veil. Imor versus Zenith. And Raid versus BHPP. So that's basically the matchup that we're gonna get, and I want to root for Legion. At the same time, I know that if Win loses this, that means that Brian's stream is ending, so I have to root for Win for that, because it is frustrating to have a very short stream, and it's nothing to do with the teams, but it's just frustrating that we can't be attached to a bracket rather than just being attached to a team. But because these brackets are made like an hour before the actual tournament starts, and that is not something that Wargaming can do for us streamers in the Ascent tournaments. So we have to just abide by that and wait it out. So, in the meantime, while we wait, I'm gonna do another shameless plug for all the competitions that are going on at the moment. We have, I am running a tier 10 2 damage competition. I'm also running an assisted damage competition. There's a video on my channel about the competition with links to the competitions of Meaty69, Martin Dogger, Irma Bax and Hasselmat. So definitely check that out, because you can win a lot of prizes and it's just for fun. And at the same time, I am collecting Gravity highlight moments. So if you want to submit some of those, be sure to join my Discord server. You can submit them there. Know that I give all the rules manually, so you have to wait until I'm done streaming before you get one. And then you can enter your replays in the channel that I made for it. And you can win a tier 8 Prem Tank. Tacti Prem Tank, mind. But still. It's always nice to get free stuff. So now we have EG versus Whip. We're going back to Winter Malinovka. So basically, if they've not been playing in the meantime, they could really just keep the same lineup that they had. And see how that goes. And we just have to wait like 4.5 minutes before we get the actual match, and before something will actually happen. This is kind of like the boring part. I understand that the teams need time to prepare and to make the lineups. In a way, it's useful to be here this early, because I can talk about the teams, I can talk about the map and all of that. But it would be nice to have a little bit less time here. I mean, 5 minutes is quite long. At the same time, if you are having some internet troubles, it gives you time to restart your game, your Wi-Fi, your modem, whatever. So it's generally not really a bad thing. So basically, we just need to be a little bit more patient now and wait it out. Less than 4 minutes now, so time is steadily going. I have a feeling Orca will not be driving the Type 62 here. So they will still be changing tanks. Whip still needs to arrive for the most part. And as I say that, more of them join in. And we still have plenty of time for people to change tanks, to decide what they want to drive. For the team captain to decide on the tactics that is going to be used. But we see Whip steadily deciding already. And by the way, map-wise, I'm not sure if this... I know that there's a sort of randomness to the pool, because otherwise we wouldn't get Winter Malinovka twice in a row. But I'm kind of hoping that Hades will stay very far away, because the... Kiwi just said, you know what they call when Eggy and Ento's platoon? Egg on toast. Oh, that shouldn't be funny, but I'm tired and it's really funny. But yeah. Now I actually lost my train of thought, but okay. Doesn't really matter. Just about 2.5 minutes left to go. Both teams are completely there. That was what I was saying. That I hope that Halo stays very far away from our matchmaking and map draws, because the free camera is broken on Helles and Wargaming hasn't managed to fix it yet. So it would be very interesting spectating. I can basically stay with people better rather than using the free camera, because as we saw last week, it became sort of like a lawnmower camera then. I can't actually go up into the air with it. It's really weird. So, 2 minutes left to go. Only General is not quite ready yet. Hello, Leip. Hello, everyone that is watching, actually. I hope you're all having a good time. I hope you're all staying home and safe and healthy. And basically that you're enjoying this as much as I am, because the further we get along tonight, the more intense the matchmaking will be. And though there's not all that much riding on it, and I don't expect teams to show the back of their teeth yet, which basically means showing all their cards and using their best tactics and stuff, it will be epic, because you still get to see some of the best teams basically duke it out together, and that is something that I absolutely love. That is basically what I'm streaming this for. I just love the fact that it's so intense that we get to see that kind of gameplay, and that level of gameplay, the level of team synchronization, and just the way it shows the massive pros that we have on this server. And it's mainly the reason that the EU is still my favorite server. It is my server. I'm biased in all the ways, but I love the competition that we have on the EU server, the level of gameplay in so many teams. I mean, I can easily say what my preferred top 8 would be based on what I know about them. But from those top 8, I would not be able to say who's going to take it home, because there's so many strong teams, and I love it. So in just about half a minute, we get to go into the second matchup of this evening, and we see that Whip has readied up with an E100, 2 E5s, a mouse, a sherry, an E3, and a T60A, and they're going to go up against 2 mice, 2 sherries, 2 113s, and a 268. That looks a bit familiar, but we saw how well that worked before, so it kind of makes sense that they would do the same from the same spawn. And here we go, countdown clock is starting. We are going into the game in just 5 seconds now. So let's see. Here we go. It's lovely. I'm eager for games like this. For me, the tournament season is always great fun, because even though it takes a lot of time and energy out of me, it's just great fun to be able to do this, to be able to stream these matches, to show it off, and basically I have a front row seat to epic matches. And that's something that just, yeah, you can't really fault that, because even though I have no idea why people watch YouTube, it's not really my thing, and it's not something that I enjoy doing. I generally don't watch YouTube, and I hate it when people force me, like, ooh, you have to watch this, and I'm saying, I don't want to. But still, we see General and the F heading into this place again, getting spotted early, but the T68 pulls back and the F is safely capping. General has been spotted. We see missiles flying up and over, but not actually doing any damage. And we see a missile flying back and hitting either the house or the snow. I missed where it exactly went. But EG now has a base, and they have a point advantage. They also take away the first bit of health from Thunder Immor, I should say. With the mouse in the middle, side scraping, not doing any damage yet, but also keeping people away. We have Thunder heading around the back, and we see that General is heading off, and basically his health is steadily being eaten away a little bit. But the mice are relatively lonely, so they need to be a little bit careful with that. Winch having been spotted, but he's actually more like the distraction than anything else. And he is pulling back between the buildings a little bit. More damage being done. Winch now taking a little bit of damage too. And Whip has taken one of the bases, but they've lost quite a bit of HP. There's a 2.5k HP advantage to EG right now. And we see EG slowly but steadily pushing up behind. But Whip is prepared for that. And he takes damage back, and Orca has to be careful to let him get back. The 113 is of course known for their combined DPM. Winch losing a little bit more HP here. Big hit into the E5. The F, a very cheeky shot there, immediately pulling back onto the ice. But that was a very nice shot. Nice bounce there as well. We saw a missile hitting the ground. Thunder trying to get a shot in there. EG relatively careful, but they have a point advantage of about 140 points. They don't need to take any chances. And Whip is sort of like slowly but steadily being clustered into one group. And that could really be trouble for them because it's hard to fight in close quarters. Yeti losing more HP. RG at the back there. Shooting, hitting that mouse. Yeti losing more and more HP. He's barely alive. Orca in trouble. But he has a house there. And he's not even that worried because he has 2 mice looking over him. And, oof, Sasaki. There he goes. Gone. Yeti is still alive. But barely. Win's losing more HP, but the mice can handle it. They have a lot to give. There goes Yeti. They've lost 2 guns so far. Ghost being hit from every side right now. And there he goes. They've already lost 3 guns. This is definitely going to be EG's match. And we see now that Edgar is actually moving in. A little bit cheeky here. But going for that kill on the T62A. There he goes. Thunder next in line. Gone. And now we only have 1 E5 and 1 E3 left. Win's going down. Protected by Nicolade. And he doesn't even care that he gets hit here. There are so many guns. They're not even... There we go. And they've taken him out. And that is the end of the first match. And EG takes home the first match. Very well played. This is basically, they started... You saw them... they weren't actually driving Whip into W1B, but I'm saying Whip. Into one corner, but they're sort of like clustered together. And exactly as I said, that is a risk. Because you will get in each other's way then. And... you give a very concentrated group of targets to your enemy when you do that. So that is a very dangerous thing to do. And in this case, you saw exactly how dangerous that was. And with Winch and Rashford in those mice. Not sure if it was Rashford. But the mice in the middle. Looking up, looking down over base A. Getting those shots in. And with the armor that they had, they still soaked up quite a bit of damage. Without actually losing HP. So now we see a very different lineup on EG's side. We see 2 IS-4s, 2 mice, a 268 and 2 Leos. So the Sherrys are gone in favor of Leos. And the 113s are gone in favor of IS-4. So that's a very different lineup. Of course, the Leos are quite epic tanks. They can be killed very easily, but at the same time they have laser accuracy. They're fast. And you have to be able to hit them before you can actually damage them. People cheering in the chat for their teams. I like that. And in 30 seconds we get to see EG go up against an STB, 3 IS-4s, 2 mice and a Sheridan. So that's a very different lineup. STB, not necessarily a tank that I would choose for this map. Mainly because of the fact it's not a brawler. It is a lovely tank. I adore it and I would love to play it on this map. But in tournament battles it is a bit of a risk for a map like this, in my opinion. But we'll see how they will do with it in 2 seconds, because here we go for the second match of this matchup. Dun 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 dun. And let's see. Some nice Clan of Wolves camo here, the orange and the blue. I actually don't like them. I do like that they're brightly colored. And let's see what's going to happen now. And we see EG now focusing on the city side. The mice going to the middle. The IS-4 heading towards base C. And the medium tanks heading more towards the middle as well. Whereas we see Whip going a little bit to the middle, but primarily down. No identity has already been spotted. Both mice have, and first damage has been done to both of them. So they're immediately finding their houses and waiting it out. And I wonder if anyone is going to cap base B. Because with this capping going on, and Winch getting lucky they're not getting hit, they have a point advantage and a base advantage. Winch is getting the blip out of there. And we see EG rotating towards base B and base C. Even though they aren't capping base B. But they are prepared. Some hits happening there. The IS-4 taking positions more inside the town. With Spacey in the Leo. Catching a mouse. With a little bit of damage. Cats love playing with mice. But Yeti is... Oof! That is a big hit into Mr. Luke. Nicolate losing some HP there. He's in a bit of a tricky position, but Yayati is not looking all too healthy. And we have the Leos pushing up and over. Going after the STB, and this is what I mean. It is not a brawler tank. It is a lovely, lovely tank and I adore it. But it is not a brawler. We have Yayati pushing in, Winch taking a little bit of damage, and now we see a mouse pushing into the line of fire of 2 IS-4s. And he can't really angle both ways. More shots being fired, no identity, also losing HP. Lego. Oof, massive hits into no identity there. He is bleeding HP and he's not looking too healthy. In this case, he is at too far an angle for both. And he's losing HP left and right. And there he goes with that triple shot, and it's Winch that gets the kill. Yayati pulling back a little bit, but Donkey has moved in. RG has lost a little bit of HP. And Spacey loses some to Donkey there. But basically now, Lego has pushed to the front. Orca in the mouse is pushing in. And they both have a base, but they have a gun advantage, EG. The STB is almost gone. Thunder has arrived. EG not looking too healthy. RG, I mean. But overall, look at the HP just steadily vanish all around. Thunder still alive, but barely. Ghost is gone. Thunder is still alive, but he's not going to survive this next shot. And now we have a mouse, a very unhealthy looking IS-4, and a somewhat less unhealthy looking IS-4, but it's still quite unhealthy. EG is definitely taking this home. We are at 700 something points. And they won't need any more bases for this. And now we only have Sasaki left, Ash Sasaki. And he's not going to win this. There he goes. It is actually the mouse that he was facing off against Rashford, taking him out. And this is... I just love the way that... this is what I like about my top 8 mental teams, because there's not really a top 8 yet. But the top 8 teams have this synchronization. You see them moving around, supporting each other. You see almost the voice communication happening. And I just utterly adore that. Look at it. They did, well, not definitely double, but nearly double the damage that Whip did. And you saw that Whip basically, their problem was that they were out in the position. With first, I think it was no identity. He pushed in a way that he could get crossfired by either 2 Leos or 2 IS-4s. And then him dying and Donkey driving into the exact same spot. That's the kind of mistakes that you will get utterly punished for. So that is basically it for this matchup. Let's see if we know how the rest has gone yet. I'm using Blitz Assistant for that. Appa is through, EG is through, Vil is through, but those are the only 3 we know yet. We are waiting on a on the result of the German Legion versus Mates to know who is up next against EG. But let's have a quick look at when the next match is, so that I know how long I can show you some replays. 8:04, so that is 20 minutes. Well, 9:04. For some reason, my game on a computer gives a different time than the actual time. It's weird. So, let's see. What do I have for you? And let's show a nice little game in the E50M. This is a map I'm not that big a fan of, mainly because it's so small and it's been around since forever. And yes, old maps are fun. But this is like one of those maps I would like to see a change on. Graph cam on the E50M does look nice. Kiwi just said making their own team meta by picking double Leos. But the Leos definitely were so effective. And it worked out so well. Hello everyone that is watching, by the way. I'm not sure if Brian's stream is still showing Win versus Legion. That's going to be an epic matchup as well. And this is like, earlier today, nice shot. Earlier today, my stream got knocked out on Asia's server because we had Feast versus RN straight off, and Feast got knocked out. So I had a very short stream, but I actually spent the rest of the stream watching Brian's stream. And it's actually really fun to watch those games as well. Mainly because I really appreciate Brian. He does epic job streaming. He knows his stuff. And he's an epic commentator. So if you haven't subscribed to him, definitely do so. And be sure to watch his channel. Basically go for the matchup that you think is the most interesting. Because it will be... basically all these games are fun, but there are some matchups that are more epic than others. And that deserve more showing off versus less. I'm not sure why he did not take the kill here. You should have done. Let's see, IS-4 turning his turret around, leading to some easy damage. But he has to be a little bit careful. You have the mouse crossing up and over. This is... it always makes for boring gameplay, this map. But the position that he's in is just overall so good. And I actually really like it. It's a position that I use myself a lot because it's a very good position, especially when you have a team that is a little bit troll and is basically acting as cannon fodder for you. And just, I'm not sure if you have noticed, overall all the damage records is basically getting ripped apart. He does take a hit there, but he lands one back and he's overall taking more HP from the waffle than getting damage from it. And he just can get shot after shot after shot into it. This is a tricky shot, if he can make it. Oh, he can! That is lovely. We have a mouse that is looking away. That is a very big target to be able to hit. At the same time, I would aim for the turret rather than the tracks. And he's just landing shot after shot. Waffle not looking too healthy. But the IS-4 has the most HP, so is the most interesting to shoot here. And currently also the only target left. Ah, Whip is Asa. And that does explain something. Not like... Whip is a good clan, we've seen them do well. And Asa was a good clan. But this is the difference in experience. And you can tell that there's a big difference in experience with the way that the team gets together. So, 1649 damage, 2 kills, 1595 XP. Just under 3 minutes. Guys, honestly, play nice. You can disagree all you want, but you have to play nice. I'm not asking you to be best friends, but I'm asking you to be polite. So, let's see. What else have I got for you? I've got so many nice replays. Let's see. No, I'm waiting with that one for later. Let's see. Oh, let's actually look at a replay of a tank that I really don't like. Oh, it's with Jono. Jono is seriously one of the nicest people I know. And he shouldn't be as insecure as he is because he does a fat job and he's a fat person. But this is of course a Fizzy's replay. He's wearing a gramophone on his head. And has a funky looking camouflage. I kinda do want that camouflage. And let's see what's going to happen. I actually don't like this tank. The few times I've driven it, Derp and I generally don't get along. There are a few exceptions, like the Smasher. But Smasher is rather OP overall. But I drive the KV2 with the non-derp gun. I prefer the Sue with the non-derp gun and all of that. I just perform a lot better without the derp than with... I'd rather do steady, consisting. I don't know, there's a word and I've forgotten it. Consistent, there we go. Oh my god, that hit. That was mean. And Jono takes him out. So let's see. Already one out. They kind of have to be careful. Ooh. He is not AFK, he just is. And Fizzy gets around because, well, HE and HE to the rear means instant kill. Nicely done. And this is also something. Using a quick firing gun with the derp gun can be so rewarding. So again, Jono basically takes the attention, while Toby gets to the back, is in trouble with it, but gets a massive hit in. And he just has to be careful not to get flanked. He might get hurt here. But it's only one shot and it doesn't really matter. E25 will take care of him. Base C is being stolen. And Toby has finished reloading. There's a goose tank. Massive hit into him as well. Oh my god. The derp, like, when it works out, it can be so much fun. But it's just not my thing. I don't enjoy driving it. And this is also going to be a big hit. There you go. Tank gone. 4k damage into it. And rather than turning around, he's just running around. And he's going to drive by the mighty donut, I think. No, he is not. How dare you disrespect the mighty donut. But he gets up behind here. Very juicy hit into the AMX. And the Panther 2 gets taken out. There goes the AMX. And now there's only one very unhealthy looking goose tank left. And he does take the kill. 4.7k damage in tier 8 is definitely epic. But these kind of records with the HP boss happening all around now, these kind of records are going to be broken so much. And this is something I want to point out, because Jono did only 840 damage here, but he was of vital importance because with every target they met, he was basically drawing their attention, allowing Fizzy to get behind them and shoot them in the rear. So that's something, I love games like this, where you get like this toon synchronization, the teamwork. Like the game that I've showed a few times last week with Firstborn and Bolt Carrier on Himmelsdorf, with Bolt Carrier being the focus point for the enemy and Firstborn just running around and basically getting into people's flanks, and just the team, it's just, I love games like that. So let's see, it is 53, we have 11 minutes, I'm going to risk another replay. Let's see what I have for you. I actually want to show you something that I haven't shown before, in a tank that I haven't shown before. Let's actually go for this one and see what it's like. Oh, I'm just reading that Legion lost to win. And like I said, I wanted to root for Legion, but I kind of have to root for win, so Brian's stream continues. That is actually epic. So after this, I'll go over the teams that we have left. It's definitely top 8 material, except that Legion is missing. But I would have liked to see them later on. Win can definitely pull magic out of their heads. It's amazing. This is something that I've always liked about Win. They generally think a bit out of the box, and they get some incredible results even when you don't expect them to. So I'm really happy for them, but I'm also sad for the Legion. There we go. First tank in the visor. He wants to get on this. I'm not sure why he's not firing. He wants to get a juicy target. There you go. And that is the end of the T-54. 49. 54. Oh my god. We are following a T-54 lightweight. Always, I like having this position because you can get shots into the people in the town. If you're careful. If they're not peeking, if they're not hiding too much. There you go. Let's see. I kind of wish that the names of the maps in the game would be the same as the names of the maps in the game, because in the replay preview, you always see like these weird names, and those are actually the game names rather than the actual map names. I'm not sure why I'm not shooting the low HP target. You kinda have to. And there's a VK looking at you. There you go. And now he's getting looked at by the Hori. And there's a Conqueror in the middle. And a teammate that needs help. In this case I would have aimed for the lower plate. This is something that he could potentially work on. Because he's not necessarily going for the obvious weak spots. And even though that's not necessarily bad because he is aiming for the weak spots, I feel that he could be more effective by aiming like this for the lower plate. He kind of has to be careful not to get set on fire though, because he can't fix himself. IS-5 showing him a juicy rear. And he can cap the base. Ooh, Hori arrived at the back. Nice little bounce. And this is... Ooh, in this case he does not have all that much choice. Overall though, it's something I can advise against. Do not face hug a TD. You don't need to, you just need to get behind him and then you can murder him. He does have a corpse to deal with, which is not making it easy. But he has a teammate that helps him, so that's fine. But overall, when you're dealing with the TD, if you can take a shot, take the shot and get behind him. Because that will in the end be a lot more effective than this. Even he's peeking up quite far now. But he gets away with it, he caps the base. But there's only one guy left and he's a one shot, so it should be fine. And let's see if he can actually get the kill. Yes, he does. 2.8k damage. 4 kills. It's called an effective YOLO, Dan. Dan says, I could never play like that. Fizzy really fears nothing. And in a way, he's true. Like I said, in this case, the... Come on. Supremacy points definitely help for the ace. But nice game overall. And now I'm just waiting for the room invite, which should be up in 2 minutes. But yeah, what Fizzy did that game is sort of like effective YOLO. You're basically going in, but you're making sure that because of your teammate, that your enemy team finds another target more interesting than you. But it was a lovely, lovely match that way. That's also one of the reasons why I'm holding a tier 10 toon damage competition. Because I love showing proper team play, so to speak. And when you have a toon that does epic damage together, you know that you're gonna have an epic game. In the meantime, I'm getting tags on Discord. Be sure to know that I don't check them when I'm actually streaming, because anything can happen, and I will chat later rather than now. So in a few minutes, room invite will be up and we'll see the next matchup, and it will be against the German Legion. So we have Win versus Appa happening on Brian's stream if you want to see that. German Legion versus EG over here. Then we have FBI versus Phil and Immor versus Raid. That is the top 8 that we have today, and it's gonna be freaking awesome. Like I said, it's getting more and more epic the further we get along into the brackets. And it's just gonna be great fun. I love gameplay like this, and I love the opportunity and the ability to stream them. Hello everyone that is watching, by the way. Hello all my mods that are looking after the chat for me. Thank you for doing that. So let's ready up. Sorry, just an itchy throat. Basically, these weekend days are very long because I start with streaming Asia. Then I have EU now, and I will have NA later on. So it's going to be interesting. I do have a bit of an itchy throat though. Overall, I hope everyone is staying home and healthy and happy and safe. And in just over 4 minutes, Edgar taking the Yui. Aww. That would be fun. So let's see what's going to happen with this. We are actually going to a new map this time. We are going on to Canal. One of my favorite maps. It's one of the largest. And I really like that. Well, technically, Wargaming is set that all the maps are the same size. But some of them just feel so much bigger. And I have a feeling that that is not the case. Because if you have a map like Dynasty Sprawl, it is just so tiny. So, yeah. But Canal is where we go. It has 4 bases. I'm not actually going to go over it with you yet. That kind of stuff becomes more interesting when we get to the professionals. Right now, it is of less importance. RG offline, possibly restarting his game or his iPad. With just over 3 minutes left to go. We have German Legion ready with 2 E5s, an IS-4, 2 113s, a Hori, and a T22 medium. We've actually been seeing the Hori quite a bit in these tournaments. And kind of like the combination of derp and mobility seems to work quite well. And there we go. RG has been moved out. Orca has been moved in. Team composition is still changing, but they have 2.5 minutes left to go, which is plenty of time to make changes and decide who is going to have what role in the team for what match. So steadily getting ready. And there we go. We have a full lineup on EG's side of a 113, 2 T22 mediums, 2 IS-4s, an STB and a Batchat. And here, like as last time we saw on STB, it's not a tank that I would use on Winter Marinovka. On a map like Canal, however, the thing can work wonders. It can work so many ridge lines and hills on this map. And it has epic spotting range and all of that. And it makes a lot more sense to use it on a map like this than on a map like Winter Marinovka, where it can't really play to its strengths. And on a map like Canal, it definitely can. So, just under 2 minutes left to go. And then we just have to wait a little bit longer. This is the boring part, like I've said, where we just have to wait for everyone to be ready before we go in. And yeah, I would have loved to see all these matches. At least I can see Win versus Appa back later. And then we still have but FBI versus Phil is epic as well, and Immo versus Raid as well. But let's see. Let's first watch this one. Good night, Mutsu. Thank you for watching and thank you for moderating for me. I think it's like very early in your end. Like you've probably been up all night, haven't you? That's not really the best thing though. 50 seconds left before we go into the match. And then we get to see what happens on Canal with this STB Spacey. And in the meantime, I'm trying to start up a program. But it is something that my laptop doesn't like me opening anything when I'm streaming. Which I understand. Because it all takes a lot of whatchamacallit. A lot of memory. But there we go. I got what I want. Basically, I have this little text file with the camera commands, and it makes it easier for me to remember what I need to push for what. Because the general things I know, but some of the things are like lost on me. So let's see what's going to happen in this match. Here we go. On to Canal. And I actually kind of want to watch what happens with the STB. So I'm gonna switch over when we can. This is a nice camo. It looks nice. Not so nice as the samurai camo. It's not called that, but yes. Yes, stay healthy, stream chat. And here we go. STB in the... Not the legendary camo. I actually don't like the legendary camo of the STB. Winch being very aggressive. Going for early spots here. Base B and C both being kept. And he actually kept base B. And that can be very, very important here. We have multiple tanks capping base C. Ooh, but Nicolade also got decapped, so he has to be careful there. At the same time, they have to get those 2 bases, but it means that EG will be at a slight disadvantage here. Nico getting hit again now from the other side, and they can't really take base C, and that could prove to be a vital problem actually. So let's see what is going to happen here. German Legion holding the base A area, and we see Winch and Spacey heading around to go up the ramp underneath the bridge, potentially here already, but I think they're gonna go beyond the bridge first to go up there. And here we go. Basically they want to get the spots in. The T-22s are at the back, but Endgame will have to do something in order to take control back of this match, or they risk losing it. Them not being able to get base C was vital. Money Dude getting hit in, but also getting hit in return. Edgar loses some HP as well. And they kind of have to be careful. The way that they're pushing out is very, very dangerous. Orca losing a little bit of HP here. And they have to get those bases back. They have to get the point advantage. They are suddenly eating away at the German Legion's HP. But at the same time, it is now literally tied with 2 points difference. Nico losing HP there. Winch not looking too healthy. Winch getting pushed into the line of fire. Great job, to be fair, by the German Legion. Spacey now in the STB, still alive. But EG has lost the gun. And that could prove to be very vital. And now EG is going in. And Lego is in a tricky position. Losing HP here. We have another dude, lots of dudes here, moving in. Edgar not looking too healthy, but still alive. And they will have to move in. There goes Edgar. And there goes the first gun from the German Legion. And Orca losing a lot of HP. They take out a gun. But at this point they have to cap the bases. They have to stay alive. But Orca does not stay alive. And we have Watchback and the Money Dude. Watchback, very little HP left, but General also not looking healthy, and he gets murdered. And this is going to be probably the German Legion's game, especially with the fact that they still have 2 bases. Lego is in a horrible position there. He's not going to survive the next reload. Nicolade is not going to survive the next reload. Ooh, he actually does survive the next reload. We have Spacey in the STB dealing with the Hori. And Nico is gone, and Spacey's almost gone. Spacey is getting steadily murdered. And he actually bounces, and he gets murdered by the Diamond Dude in the end. All the way from over there. And the first game is for the German Legion. And the vital point in this was Nico not being able to get base C. And that was basically where the German Legion seized control of the map and made EG push in a position, from a position that they did not want. They couldn't just hold and make the German Legion make the push. They had to push themselves. And that cost them the game. Very well played by the German Legion. So 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the second match. And we see a lot of mobility appearing. We see 2 113s, 2 IS4s, 2 Batchats and a Grill. A very interesting lineup. I wonder what they're going to do with that. And if they're going to seize control of the map the same way that the German Legion did. But we'll see. And the German Legion in turn is taking 1 E5, 3 113s, a Hori, and potentially 2 IS4s, but they might still change some things. Not sure. And we'll see what is going to happen in 42 seconds. But that is interesting. There we go. Lineup is complete. Half a minute left to go before we go into the match. And this is kind of the stuff like... For multiple reasons I want EG to go through. Because again, if EG is knocked out at this point, it means that our stream is over. But I also love tiebreakers. So basically, in all ways, I'm just hoping that EG takes the next one home. And we'll see what happens in 8 seconds. Because then we are going into the match. And we will see how this will go. Dun 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 dun. And let's see. German Legion all using different avatars or no avatar at all, by the way. Yeah, I agree, Kiwi. Too many matches to watch, he says. And it's true. I would love to see them all. I can't be every place at once, but it would be nice if you had, like, the ability to watch all of them. So we have the German Legion again heading towards base A with this lineup. Wanting to see people crossing over. They're not even bothering with base C. But people are getting caught in a crossfire crossing over. I don't think they expected the German, they expected EG to be on this side. We have the Batchat still with full clips heading up and over. Going to, oof, Winch taking a little bit of damage there. But if these two clip together and pay attention, shoot the same target, Sphinx is almost gone. Almost, but he survives another reload. No, he does not. Winch did lose a lot of HP for that though. But Nicolate is there. He is taking damage as well. They need to be a little bit more careful here. EG playing it very aggressively, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but in this case it could be very costly to them. Winch losing a lot of HP, but getting behind. Winch still alive, don't ask how. And there goes the second gun. The money dude, now next in line. The signer dude has been taken out. Basically, Lego is not looking too healthy. This side of EG definitely needs some help. Oh, big hit into the diamond dude there. This is very aggressive gameplay. Lego is gone, but there goes the diamond dude as well. It is 5 versus 2. HP wise, they have the advantage. Gun wise, they definitely have the advantage. This dude, the Lucy Boosie dude, is now also gone. And now the only one left is this poor Hori, who is getting massacred as we see. And it is Nico that takes him out. And that was one of the quickest game ever. Less than 2 minutes. Oh my god. So even though that looked to be quite tricky in the start, seriously, just under 2 minutes. That is insane, guys. Honestly. Oh my god. So oh god. We are going to Hallis, people. Just so you know, the free camera mode is broken in Hallis, so I can't show you the bird's eye view as I usually do. I will have to focus on players alone because this is going to be horrible to watch, because I like showing the bird's eye view because it's a lot easier to explain what the teams are doing and how they're doing it and why they need to be doing it. But when you're stuck with the player, you have a very different view. But in this case, we literally have no choice. Because like I said, with the well, the camera mode on the free camera mode on Hallis is basically lawnmower mode. I can't rise up in the air, so you basically glide along the ground. You can't really see much of anything. So we have the German Legion readying up in 3 E5s, an IS-4, a 215B, a Sherry, and a T22 medium, and they're going to go up against 2 113s, 2 E5s, 2 E50Ms, and a Batchat. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Oh my god, I'm nervous. I'm not playing and I'm nervous. But let's see what they're gonna do in just half a minute. And then we will see this match and the result of it and who goes through to the next round. Dun 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 dun. 18 seconds left to go before we go into this matchup. Oh my god, I love it being this close and I hate it being so close, you know? Kinda goes both ways. So 4 seconds, 3, here we go, we are ready. And let's see what they do. Dun 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 dun. Relatively similar lineups, minus the 113s not being used by the German Legion. Oh my god! And let's see. I'm actually going to go with the Batchat this time. Like I said, I can't show you the free camera here, so I'm just going to be showing you player from the player. And it looks like the German Legion is splitting up quite nicely. And we will see some big spots happening here. Ooh, Orca. Careful there. But Orca gets away with it. Don't ask how, but he gets away with it. And they are repositioning themselves. Let's see what's happening. No, I meant this one. General and Winch at the back here. We see the first damage happening. And basically they need to be careful because there's going to be campers behind. Winch immediately finding that out. And General wanted to get the shields in. They are pushing. They are pushing, and I think that is a good call potentially. But they need to be careful not to block each other's shots. We see that with the speed boost, the E5s are now arriving. And they need to take out the guns very quickly. Sphinx losing a lot of HP very quickly. But General not looking too healthy. They need to take him out, and they need to take him out now. They can't afford to lose any guns. Batchat, Orca and General in trouble together. But General still alive. This is actually a great cluster to look at. And General is actually using Nico as cover, but he does get taken out. And let's go to what happens with this one. Because we have a very healthy E5 here. The Batchat now being focused. Tanks are disappearing left and right. We have Lego arriving. They want to take out the animal dude, and they do. And now we have the diamond dude. Orca getting that last hit in. It is 5 versus 3. And I was gonna say the E5 looked a little bit healthy, but he's sadly now losing HP. Lego is not gonna survive this. There he goes, rammed to death in the end. But it should definitely be EG's game. And let's actually go to... Oh crap, no. It's giving me a... No, I want to... Sorry. My window was giving me a pop-up there. That was useless. But EG took it home. Oh my god. That was relatively close. And I hate not being able to use the free cam because my F buttons that I need to use to switch players are actually giving me Windows pop-ups. So that was very useless. I know that you would not have seen that. So that's a good thing. But EG took it home. And that means we got another match to stream. So thank god for that. I would have hated to have to end the stream here with all these epic teams that are still there. Whew, that was an exciting matchup. Let's see, who are we up against? Oh my god! Aw, Win got knocked out by Appa. So that actually means the Brian stream is ending. Oh, that's sad. And I love Win. So we have Appa versus EG next, and FBI versus Raid. So Veil and Imo got knocked out. So we, after this, regardless of what happens, we either get the match for the 3rd place or for the finals. So we will have a complete stream either way. But oh my god, that was close though. It's just, ugh, I hate the camera comment stuff. I like to use the free cam for a good reason. So let's see, when is our next match in the chart? Let's see how they are going. In 15 minutes thereabouts, so I will be able to show you 1, maybe 2 replays. Reason I'm not actually playing myself, by the way, is the fact that I absolutely noob out. I can't play PC to save my life. So I just got this game today, and I want to show it. It is another fizzy game, but it is quite the game. So I need to, there's actually a different kind of shortcut to switch players. I need to learn that. But yeah, I wish I could just like switch off all the other meanings of the F keys because I don't want that. But yeah, let's see what Toby does with this after the exciting matches now. I can do with just a little bit of watching, a little bit of talking about what's going on. Oh my god, missiles. I hate the missiles. Yes, I understand that they are a new mechanic, but I really wish they will remove them from the game. I love the tanks themselves. I hope the tanks stay bucket balanced. And he shoots the ground. And we see a wild winch appearing. So he's almost reloaded. And that one definitely hits. But he has to be careful. And he pulls back immediately to avoid getting shot. His team is taking base C, which is a good thing. It's always good to get a nice bit of cap pressure. Oof, that bounced though. And that was not a bounce. And now they have people coming up behind them, so they need to be careful. And this is the thing, you can now decide to either go back and deal with the enemies behind you, or push forwards and deal with the guy not paying attention to you at all and set him on fire. That is generally the way to go. But that was lucky. So just a few more seconds. He is lucky with the teammate that he has though. And that guy just shot the ground instead. He's still full health, no idea how. But the E1 is not looking too healthy. And as long as Fizzy doesn't derp the shot, he should be dead. There we go. Base C is being stolen. They've already lost 2 guns, so they need to be careful here. That was a nice bounce. And there you go. Big hit into the 1-2-1 there. I'm such a lazy grinder. I don't enjoy grinding at all. At the same time, there are so many tanks that I actually want. Like all the Chinese tanks. I have none of them. I tested the 113, so it's in my stats. But I don't actually have any of them. So it's 4 versus 4. They had a point advantage, but they no longer do. And they kind of need to cap a base if they want to win this, or have to steal base C. But with the whole enemy team, what is left of it over there, that's generally not a good thing. That is helpful when an IS-8 does that with the not armor that it has. And yes, it can be quite cool, the IS-8. Absolutely love the tank. But it does not have the armor of a heavy, and it should be driven differently. If you're gonna shoot now, you're gonna shoot the rock. There you go. He made it up. Just has to be careful. IS-8 is still there. Let's see if this hits. Ooh, it does, but it only tracks him. Yeah, sorry, Ereman dude. German Legion was lovely to watch though. There you go, that's the IS-8 out of the way. And the E4 is a bit tricky here, and the E100 behind. And he's using this rock expertly, I love that. So let's see. Ooh, that is lovely that he turned just like that. Is the E100 stuck? It looks like it. Yeah, he's gonna fall down. And it does barely any damage. And Fizzy kills of the E4. We are 5.4k damage into it. E4 is salty. And this is a good call because he's actually going for the cap in this case, rather than the tank. Even though it's a 3 versus 1. With the way that we saw the E100 drive and him now actually being dead, I would not trust it to go very well. So let's see. E75 does get a hit in. But E75 versus the E100 can be very tricky, and that is a big hit into the E75. But with Fizzy having taken the base, at least they're not getting any points anymore. So he could potentially just drive around the whole time. And still win. Nice hit. Not even resorting to a missile there to hit him in the roof. That was a good hit. And Toby's being very careful. This is the thing though. Here the missiles come into play. Oh my god, I'm getting swarm raided. Hello Swarm. I'm very sorry though that Brian's stream got ended. I would have loved to see both win and him being able to play for longer. Can he do this? Oh, yes he can. Missiles. Oh my god, Toby. This is basically what I mean though. He can shoot the C-100 repeatedly without any risk to himself. And that's just evil. Oh my god. Wow. But I would like to point out that this is the very first time that Toby did more than 7k damage. So massive kudos to them. I'm actually glad for the extra crowd to witness this because it deserves showing off, and Toby helps run so many servers all across YouTube from so many well, basically YouTubers. He runs the server from Bushkai. He helps run mine a bit. He's organized mine at least. He helps run that of Darren Meatsy69. He's just basically all over and just doing epic. So getting to show him off like this, I actually really like it. 5 minutes and 55 seconds total match. Almost all pens and hits. And doing 7.3k damage. Epic. Epically done. So let's have a quick look at when the match is starting. In less than 10 minutes. So I'm not going to be showing you another replay with that. We will wait a little bit and you will admire my tank here, and I will welcome the whole swarm raid happening. So basically now we just have to wait for the room invite. Seriously, I can't wait for the professionals. If only for the... No, I broadcast EG versus APA. There is no one streaming raid and FBI right now. Rip, the one that is pretty much always streaming raid, is not streaming anyone from the Ascent tournaments. He's not streaming any of the Ascent tournaments at that. And you can basically only see them when the clans that Brian and I are following meet them, or if Wargaming attaches us to them instead of the clans they've attached us now. So no one is streaming raid, sorry. So many people asking that though. Hey Brian, welcome to the chat. And yeah, it's kind of like a reverse world. I'm sorry that your stream ended. I'm sorry that Win didn't get it. Let's see, can I actually purchase this now? Oh my god, yes I can. Again, if you are in any way interested in these bundles, you kind of need to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself what is wrong with you. Gambling is very addicting, and I have a feeling that a lot of people will be buying this, but remember that the tank is not good. It looks cute, but it is not good. It is an tank. It's like not horrible, it's not good. It does have a broken credit coefficient though, but overall it's just not worth the gamble. And I only got the offer now because I won a match. We didn't actually win, but I was in the tournament and the team that I followed won a match, so I got the offer. But yeah, it does look cute. I mainly got it when it first came into the store because it was one of the few tanks that actually had a camouflage, because camouflages weren't a thing back then. And it was like one of the first tanks that actually looked cute. So I got it, but yeah. So basically now we just have to wait, and I can chat a little bit more. These crates are also not worth it. They are You could potentially do a little bit of a gamble if you had cheap gold or anything and you don't have any of the tanks. But the thing is, the drop rate is 4% and you get a random vehicle. So basically, even if you were to get a tier 10 tank, you will very likely not even get the one that you actually want. Of this whole thing, the only one that I want is that one. I really want that one. It's also the only one that I don't have. That being said, this is not my account. This is a press account. It is Wargaming's, and I use it to stream because it can't be found. And it means that I can't get any messages or friend requests and everything. It sort of makes for peaceful streaming. So yeah. In the meantime, people are arriving at Fizzy using missiles, I think. But that is exactly the thing that I like that you actually got to see that, because Toby deserves some showing off. But yeah, not much else to do. Room invite should be up any moment now. And then we get to see Appa versus EG, which is definitely going to be interesting. Last I heard, there we go. Last I heard, Appa was top of the leaderboard, I believe. Not sure if that's still the case, but we will see. And we will definitely have a complete stream, because either after this, EG is going to the finals, or they're going through the match for the third place. So we will definitely still have 2 matchups. So 4.5 minutes left to go before we go into an actual match. This is always the boring part, but I'm always like, I always wait for the room invite to happen and accept it immediately. Because there's always some difference between the amount of time that you actually have and the amount of time that you get into the room for. Because it's not always consistent, and I'd rather bore you with some useless chatter than miss the room invite, miss the games and everything. So right now, I'm like in the room, I am rated up, so we will get into the match regardless. Assuming that both teams have 5 players, of course, but at this stage, I'm not worried about that. So we are going to Castilla. Castilla, one of my least favorite maps of the whole game. I find it quite small, I find it generally horribly predictable, and it's generally a camper map. I expect that we will see campers on both sides. I expect that we'll see some crossfire happening from C or the Citadel. Both ways can go either which way, to be fair. And we might see a cheeky B-cap, but we don't know. It is always very tricky to do that. So basically, yeah. I don't like this map. We've seen so many games where either both teams have a base or no one has a base, and you're sort of like being careful about not driving into the line of fire from the campers on either side, and that just kind of makes it boring, because the campers from either side can land a lot of shots everywhere. And though that it's in a way it is kind of fun, but it kind of makes for a lot of stalemate gameplay where people don't do anything. So yeah. Let me take away that map so it's not on your screen. I have left maps on before and it has been horrible, so I want to avoid that happening. And we see that with just under 2.5 minutes left to go, Appa has readied up with 3 IS-4s in STB, 2 E5s in a T-22 medium. And they're going to go up against an STB, a Sherry, 3 IS-4s, a Hori and a Mouse. That is interesting to see a Mouse on here. It can do great things, but at the same time, it could be a bit of a risk. So let's see what is happening. I like actually seeing the Hori quite often. I didn't really expect it to be that competitive, but I think it's the somewhat troll armor with the mobility, with the reload and the damage that it does. That is making it work, so to speak. STB tank that can work wonders on this map at the same time. Again, it is not a brawler tank, and that could make it potentially a risk to take it. But oh my god. I actually love matchup like this. And I kind of wish that we could stream all matches. I mean, there's only 2 left now, but still. It would be great if after Win got knocked out, Brian could just move to the other side of the bracket and followed Raiden FBI instead, because that's also definitely a match that is worth watching. And then we could both go to different matches and just stream the finals and the match for 3rd place. So yeah, of course I use a delay. There's a 5-minute delay, so yeah. Less than a minute left to go before we go into the match. This is the boring part, and I'm sorry for boring you with my useless chatter, because in this case I don't really have anything useful to tell you. We just need to wait, and we just need to be patient here. Like I said, this is the boring part. But once we actually get into the match, I'm actually excited, because there are so many interesting things with these matches. And even though there's not all that much riding on this yet, because ending quite high will get you into the top 8, but you don't need to win every final. It is interesting to watch, and the level of gameplay that we get is just so lovely. So here we go. Oh my god, Rib made it into the stream. Hello, Rib. It's a shame that you're not streaming Raid right now, because that would have been an epic match. So, let's see what is going to happen. There's my beautiful E6 that's going to blow up. Appa, there's of course a lot of rumors going on about their SCB. But no, he is not using an aimbot. He just made bait videos to show some of the trick shots that he managed to get in. But he's not using an aimbot. So let's see. Up and away. And we see EG heading towards base A. And Appa heading towards base C. Leaving Froggy to go into base B, and it's actually more going towards the middle than anything else. General in a tricky position over there, both to spot and to potentially launch some missiles, but he's fast enough to get away from there, and we have an Appa train over here. Not even capping. They want to catch people unawares, and General is like, yeah, let's not be here. They get some fire into them, and EG is taking cover, capping base A. Base C now being capped. We see some crossfire happening. Winch decapping the base. Winch being basically the lone target here, and that could potentially be very costly to them. We see a missile heading up and over, but going up into the distance. Winch losing a little bit of HP there. Both teams have a base, but Endgame has a tiny point advantage. Winch needs to be careful not to get caught out here and not to lose too much HP here. But basically we have STB, Nico up there. But pretty much all of Appa and all of EG are here. And they want to go in. They want to kill that E5. And if they do that, if they manage to take him out quickly, it could be potentially... But there's more guns from Appa here than from EG. And that could be very costly. Edgar being steadily destroyed. Jennifer also not looking all too healthy. But look at this. This is a gun disadvantage. Edgar is the first one taken out. Jennifer not looking too healthy. But General now being bullied. Not able to climb up or get away. DF in the Hori. Almost taking out Jennifer. Jennifer is taken out. But Edgar is going to follow. But it's actually Orca that disappears first. There goes Appa account 2. Rashford. Not looking too healthy either. Winch has made his way around. And overall, General is still alive, just don't ask how. And it's basically a big giant clusterfuck this. There goes Froggy, he is gone. Rashford being shielded by Winch, at least partly. But there he goes, and now we have one lone mouse. With 3 Appa around him, but the rest of EG is arriving. Nico in the STB. They don't want to take out only just yet. And with Marcio, ooh, he actually gets taken out. But there goes the F. It is 2 versus 3. And Nico has to be careful, because the SCB is not a brawler. He is at risk there. And there he goes. And now it's just Winch versus the SCB. And this could go every which way. He is pulling back cleverly. But he is showing his side here. And we have the IS-4 moving in as well, steadily but slowly. This is EG pushed in, but they pushed in a little bit too aggressively, showing off too many weak sides to too many guns. Winch taking a bit more damage. But with APA having a definite point advantage, they don't need to take the risk. Winch pulling back. He might, if he pulls back into base C, however, that could potentially work out. But the STB is coming up behind him. He takes a shot there. He's not going to be able to take that home. Unless he manages to get away with pulling into base C long enough. Big hit there. But it is going to be game over for Winch. This is not, he's not going to be able to win this. Not with the STB behind him. Steadily landing every shot. And the IS-4 hiding. And there he goes. That is one very dead Winch. But it was relatively close though. If that track shot hadn't happened on Hiko, it would have been such a difference. Oh, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the STB. This is not necessarily always a tournament tank. So that is the first match going to APA. With very aggressive gameplay on their end. And EG pushing back just as hard, but a bit too hard with too many guns too far away to make it effective. Because I think if EG's guns had been closer together, they would have had this, because they would have singled out the E5. But overall, lovely game. Aggressive game, but lovely game. And now we see with the spawn swap that both teams are not completely ready yet. They have just over a minute left to go, so plenty of time. And APA is now ready in a mouse, an STB, 2 E5s, 2 IS4s and a T22 medium. And they're going to go up against 3 268s. Oof. No, I don't know. 3 268s, 3 IS4s and a Sheridan. So that's going to be interesting to see. I have a feeling one of them is going to be switching, because that is a lot of TDs to take and that could be a very big risk. And there we go. One of the 268 is being changed to a Sherry. And with half a minute left to go, that seems to be the final lineup. So 3 IS4s, 2 268s and 2 Sherries. Interesting to see what they will do, because they can get massive damage in, but they're also such juicy targets, it makes it very easy to basically have them murdered. 10 seconds left to go. Here we go into the countdown. And let's see what's going to happen this match. Dun 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 dun. Hello everyone that is watching. Hope you're enjoying these matches as much as I am. They are close and I love that. Last matches against the German Legion were also close and I love that as well. It's like, I can root for my team all I want, but in the end I love the gameplay where it's actually like, I'm not sure who's going to win. So, let's see what is going to happen. We have EG splitting up the Sheridans heading towards the Citadel most likely. And all of APA heading towards base A. No, the Sheridans are actually going towards the middle. With RG and Winch heading towards the place to overlook base B. And we have the F that has now been spotted going down. He does take a little hit, but he launches a missile into the ground there. No bases are being capped, but he's in a very good position there. Assuming he doesn't overextend, but he could potentially missile from that place a lot. Base C is being capped, base A is being capped. We see some fire happening, but Orca is still hidden nicely in the bush. And it will be very close. It is actually EG that has a tiny bit of an advantage. Winch potentially in trouble. He's not risking it. So many people on the Citadel having been spotted. That could lead to some big crossfire shots. And they are not daring to take base B. Which is, I think, is a good big hit there. And the F has to be careful, because he does have the mobility to run away. And with so many guns heading their way, that is exactly what they should do. And we have Appa being careful. There's a lot of guns there. Winch and Rashford. And Appa is pushing it very aggressively again. Oh, the F not looking healthy there at all. And now we have... Oh, this is interesting. Basically, Appa dropping down, wanting to get the F, and the F is gone. And we have Edgar now in a tricky position, actually falling down, making him likely a target. Rashford caught in the middle of literally 3 guns, 4 guns maybe even. The rest off. EG arriving, and there are some unhealthy targets, but it's Rashford that is gone first. And there goes unpronounceable nickname. Appa account number 1 is next in line. They could take this home. It is relatively close, but they need to make the kills. And we have the 268 going up against Froggy. And Winch ignoring the gun, shooting him from behind. They want Froggy out of the way. They need to focus on the low HP guns. They need to take the gun advantage away. Orca still alive. Froggy almost gone. Jennifer, Archie almost gone as well. Ooh, that is a lucky 268 there. Appa account 2. Almost gone as well. There goes RG and Appa. There goes Winch. And it is so close. And now we have Orca, relatively healthy, rushing in, wanting to take out the T-22, but not risking getting into the line of fire of that mouse. The mouse just fired though. He could potentially risk the shot, but he's not. Nico going down. They are not sacrificing Edgar. Orca needs to go in. They need to kill Froggy. No, they are actually sacrificing Edgar. Not sure what's happening with Nico here. But Orca actually takes a shot to make sure that they get that shot in. And Jennifer is steadily being destroyed. Orca going around the back, which I think is a very good call. Very low HP left. And EG takes home the second match and we get a tiebreaker. Ah! Oh my god. So close. That is amazing. Oh my god, thank you, Brian. He says thank you for the swear. I'm not sure if I should... Not sure if I should be happy with that, but yeah, thank you so much. That's really nice of you. So we go to Naval Frontier for the next match. And I love tiebreakers. No pressure at all. And this is like, I know that even after this, I will definitely have a matchup. But it's the finals or the battle for 3rd place. I will get another match. But just, I love streaming tournament games. And getting an extra tournament game to stream is always fun. But at the same time, I love that it's so close. That it's so exciting. Kiwi just said, Appa may win the match, but not our hearts. Sorry, but I'm missing a lot of the chat, mainly because I'm focusing on the battles when they happen. But yeah. Oh my god. Less than a minute left to go before we go into the tiebreaker, and EG has readied up with 3 IS-4s, a Sherry, 2 Sherrys even, an E5 and a 268, and they're gonna go up against 3 E5s, 2 T-22 mediums and 2 IS-4s. That seems to be a bit of the meta right now. It's either IS-4s with Sheridans, or it's IS-4s with E5s, with some mets mixed in there. But E5 is definitely making a comeback this tournament season. And I think that's mainly because of the speed boosters, that it has the sandbag stuff, and just the overall it is a good versatile heavy. I seriously miss the Cupola because I felt the tank was a lot more fun. But tournament wise it was not working then, and with the things that it has now, it is. So let's see what's going to happen. Whew. You can't see this, but I'm sitting here with like a big grin on my face, mainly because I love it being this close. So let's see what's going to happen here in this decisive match for this matchup. No pressure. And here we go. And we see EG heading towards the base A area with a bit of base B. And APA doing the same thing, but mainly sticking together. Again, they seem to be liking the whole cluster F thing and just going in very aggressively. We see the two IS-4s. There's a blind shot in the bush there. Orca not taking a shot. The IS-4 in the middle. Both of them. They are capping base B. No, they're not. Oh my god. They're going for a pincer movement. And now we have the two Sheridans getting massive damage into only Masio. And Winch turning around. And APA is pushing. And EG is ready for the push. Look at this. He is barely alive. Rashford losing some HP at the back because he's getting pushed. Winch takes out Masio. We have Rashford in trouble, needing to pull back, but putting back into the corner rather than into the line of fire of his teammate. Account 2 is being massacred as well. Focused by 5 EG guns. Rashford is sacrificed so that EG can take out this tank, this gun, faster. And it's so important. There you go. APA account 2 is gone. APA account 1 is being focused now. General heading in. And APA account 1 is almost gone. T22 has gone behind RG. He's going to be gone at the same time. Winch is almost gone. There he goes. Both teams have lost 2 guns, but look at the HP advantage for EG. They have such a big HP advantage. They take out 2 guns here. And now we have the T22 not even getting to take out RG. It will likely be Ernest that does that, but he actually gets tracked and he gets rammed and he takes out EG. RG, I mean. But still, General is almost... He's going to get him. No, it's actually Edgar that does. And now we have only Melody or... I have no idea. And he is gone. And EG wins this. this tiebreaker. Oh my god, guys. Seriously. And this seems to be APA's MO. Go in. Go with the concentrated push. And pretty much it seems to work. But in this case, with them pushing those IS-4s through the middle, and basically both Sherrys from EG being there. And thank you so much, Lopali. That's really sweet. Thank you. But those Sheridans being there and getting that massive damage in, Winch turning around to help them. And basically already putting them at a gun disadvantage there. Sacrificing Rashford so they could basically take out more guns in the same time. It's awesome. I love it. Because I think actually I was talking about Rashford putting into the corner rather than into his teammates. But it actually kept APA from focusing their fire onto the rest of EG that was still showing their bum a little bit there where they could have gotten shots in. That is nuts. Oh my god. I can't wait to see your reaction in chat when you see this one though. Because now you're seeing like the last victory. But this, honestly, that is just epic. Seriously, you can wake me up for matches like this. Love it. So let's see. EG is through to the finals. FBI and Raid seems to be still going on. Oh my god, seriously. Whew. Guys, what the fuck? I love matches like this, honestly. Oh, this is not where I wanted to go. Let's have a look. When is the next match? Whew. In 40 minutes, I can show you one replay. And then we go to the finals. Let's see. What have I got for you? Oh my god. Actually, let me just quickly check that. Let's see. I'm actually like, I can't really decide right now. I'm just so high on what just happened. Just like, what just happened? Let's see. Unfortunately, I do not have any more EG games for you. I do have a Legion one, but I don't want to show that right now. If you have any replays you want me to show off on stream, by the way, join my Discord server. I have a nice Ace channel for you. Let's actually do this then. And here we go. If it actually loads in, because that will work. There we go. A Leo game by R. Civic Daniel, if he is in the chat. Oh my fucking god, seriously, that match just now. Amazing. Ooh, Leo does look sexy in this camo. Kiwi is saying, EG, take my energy. This is something, you're gonna go wild when you see this match. Oh my god. So, yeah, I'm still a bit on a high here. I will try to focus a bit on this match. But I can't promise anything. Nice little cheeky shot here. I've actually recently gotten Leo and actually quite like it. I'm still getting used to it, mainly because of the fact that I generally am not that big a fan of tanks where people can just shoot you in the gun really easily. Which in the Leo's case is definitely the case. Oof. But you get some nice assisted damage there. We have a Foch over there. Oof. And we have a Filtune in both these teams, by the way. So yeah, just to reiterate, he is not using an aimbot. He is not cheating. No, they want to shoot the IS-7 and bounce on him. Yeah, that was bound to happen. You did not have the gun depression to hit his lower plate. Now you do, though. But you kind of have to keep an eye on the desert as well. Because we know that there are tanks there. They're just not showing themselves right now. I'm serious, I'm just waiting for what is going to happen in the chat. Ooh. He shoots the ground. Oh, that guy just got deleted. Oh, poor guy. He's got over 2k assisted damage now. Yes, really. So let's see. I might have just realized that I'm... Yeah. Oh well. This kind of an epic evening deserves an epic match to see. Oof, that Foch miss. That is very lucky for our little Leo here. Oh my god. Dragon Creek just said nobody gets to stream the finals. No, I do get to stream the finals. I'm following EG. Basically, the team that I'm spectator of is not necessarily the team that I follow. It always puts the first streamer to arrive on the left side. Oof, big hit there. And there goes the Foch. And there goes the IS-7. Only 3 people left. Oh my god. Honestly, loving this so much. So let's see. It's a grill and a Yage and a mouse. Plenty of health left though. Bit of a bounce there. 3k assisted damage so far. Doing quite nicely that way. No damage again with that shot. But he does get that one. And there's a grill here. Nice little tracking shot. Oh, that was a big hit into the grill. Oh, poor guy. Oh, I always feel sorry for people when that happens. And in this case, he's just tracking the guy. At this point, he doesn't even seem to care about the damage he does himself. But he's getting so much assisted damage here. Absolutely epic game. One more tracking shot. And one more tracking shot. Wow. That is absolutely epic. Whew. What a game. He actually used a gold booster there. Grill doing nice amounts of damage as well. Bit of luck, bit of camping at the back end, I think. But let's see. Room invite should be up soon. It's not there yet. Oh my god, guys, that match just now. Oh, Brian just said it in the chat as well. We have EG versus Raid. So I do get stream rate after all. Just not how you expect. Not like completely. So we just have to wait for the room invite to be up. And FBI is going to go up against APA. But this was like the matches versus APA. It was, yeah, APA is just concentrated pushes. Just sort of like Russian meta 2 years ago. Not necessarily with the tanks, but with the way that they play. Because it's just... RU used to be really good at that. Just basically pushing and getting away with it. That is also how Legion got very far at some point. And it is the teams that can actually absorb that I like watching the most. And in this case, EG did just that. But at the same time, I think if those IS4s had been with the push as well, it might have gone differently. Because this time, because those two IS4s got called out alone with 2 Sherrys in their flanks, that makes such a big, big difference. Oh my god, let's see. Room invite should be up by now. Hello, room invite? Kind of afraid. Oh no, it's at 8:08. So it's actually not bad. It's gonna go up into the next minute or so. I actually was nervous for it a little bit there. Whew. These matches. I love matches like this. Seriously, you can wake me up for it. But now we get to end with EG versus Raid. The winners of Twister offline 2008 versus the offline representative of the EU server in 2019. Last year's meta was not Ray's forte. This year's meta is different. It is very different. I think with the heavy buffs, it has made quite a bit of difference in the lineups that we see. So, I wonder how Raid is gonna do overall. Like I said, I'm not expecting teams to show back of their teeth, all their trump cards and all of that at this point. Oh, thank you, Record. That is really sweet. I'm not doing it for that, mind. I don't mind the general what the F and stuff. I try to keep it to a minimum, but when you get a match like this, even I can't resist. Thank you, Mammoth. So this is like, is this gonna be a thing now? Should I just like cuss like a lot and see what happens? No, you guys are nuts. So let's ready up so that we don't forget to actually go into the finals. EG is already... Oh my god, we're going to... Okay, warning, in case you hadn't seen Brian already do that and me before. Basically, FreeCam doesn't work on Hallis. We get like a lawnmower camera. So the only way that I can show you what's going on is by sticking to the tanks. And it's really annoying because I love showing you the bird's eye view and actually showing you what is happening all around. And I can't do that on Hallis. I literally can't. So we just have to be patient with that. And hope that we get a tiebreaker so that we actually end on a proper height. Oh my god, I hate that we are getting this. So let's see, I'm just gonna check how I switch players because the F buttons are not working right on my laptop. So I'm just going to have to use the other one, which is space with the numbers. Okay, I will do my best to remember that. So let's see. Just over 3 minutes left to go. Raid is not all there yet, but they will be, I'm sure. Lots of same names with the raid tag. I could never use a clan tag. I love my clan, and I have pretty much, I'm certain that I won't ever leave it. Never mind that I'm the clan leader and it's my clan and I could easily kick everyone else out rather than leaving it myself. But still, I would never use a clan tag in my name. I think I would avoid that. So, just 2.5 minutes left to go, but that's why you can't really see who is who in raid. I know that the last one in the show that is not rated up, that is Jonas, XXJPXX. And I can guess some of the names. You have Sick and Blast, I don't know. See, that's how far we go. But we will see when we load into the game how this is going to go. And if it's any bit as epic as the last several matches that we saw, and anywhere as close, I will be a very, very happy streamer. So, 2 minutes left to go before we see the first match into this final. And it'll be fun. EG has readied up with 2 E50Ms, 2 Sheridans and 3 E5s for Hellas, and they're going to go up against 2 Sheridans, 2 E5s, an IS-7, an IS-4 and a 113. So similar-ish lineup. Brian just muted Kimmy for saying not running Rush gravity mode. Just want you to know, if there's anyone that hates gravity mode, it is Brian. You should have seen the rant he put in the CC chat. It was wow. I do kind of understand it though. We are not playing this game because of the derpy modes and the fantasy stuff. I love fantasy tanks, but it is tanks with certain conditions and guns and everything. I hate the fantasy consumables. I hate the missiles. I hate the fantasy provisions like the super speed boost and all of that. And I generally dislike the fantasy game modes, but it doesn't really bother me. I'm not forced to play it. I am forced to play against people using fantasy consumables and provisions and all of that. So that's something I'm not a fan of. But Brian really dislikes the gravity mode. I dislike mat games, and Uprising is not kind of my thing. But I'm actually kind of enjoying gravity mode, mainly because of the sliding. I don't like flying and all of that. I like making other tanks flying, keeping them high with clippers and stuff. But I'm not really into the flying myself. But yeah. Let's focus on the match now. We have 12 seconds left to go before we go into the match. I'm just quickly making sure that I've not left any map on the screen and that I am readied up. And let's see. Here we go. Into the finals of today on the low mower camera map. So I'm just going to have to basically stick to a person and see what happens and just switch plays instead. There's no helping it. Yeah, it was actually true. It was Toby, but I think Toby is short for Tobias. I have no idea what that means. And let's see how this will go. This should be epic. It will be fun. I'm actually going to stick with General here, because with the fast tankies going places. And I'm actually not getting... This is nice. I'm not getting stuck in against stuff. Yes, Juicy is watching. I hope you're all aware. So in the meantime, we have Orca spotting the Sheridans over there. First shot into JP. And he is patiently waiting, seeing if he can make a shot. And he can't because they're all at the back. We see some shots happening here. No base is being kept. Orca repositioning himself. Potentially going into base C. No, he's not going, but there's already 3 tanks there. There's not really space for much more. But we now see the 113 pushing. Lego potentially going to get focused. Proxy spotting people. And pulling back. And they kind of need to be careful. Ooh, not doing any damage here is painful. And we have Raid pushing in. The fast tanks are heading around to help their heavies. The E50Ms are holding back to hold. And I can't show you everything, and I absolutely hate it. And, oh! Winch just lost a ton of HP there. He probably got double tapped by the Sheridans. Drizzle. Having a Sheridan behind him. But they're not reloaded. They can't get the shot in. Nico has been taken out. Winch has been taken out. And we see missiles going in. Drizzle still alive. There he goes. But General losing a whole chunk of HP for it. And we have more Sheridans here. More fast tanks here. Lego not looking too healthy. Let's look at Toby. Rashford almost gone. Big hit into Lego there. And this is definitely going to be... Oof, Orca on fire. Lego gone. Basically Sheridans chasing Sheridans. And Orca's not looking too healthy. JP actually being blocked by his teammate. And there goes Edgar. First match is definitely for Raid. And this was a very concentrated push. And I think that's actually the Mets and Sheridans pulling back to help their heavies on EG's side. That cost them the game in this. Because they showed their rear. And they didn't get there in time. And they allowed Raid's fast tanks to push up and over into the mediums, murdering them all brutally. That was a very, very quick game. And look at the difference in damage. At this stage, between these teams, I would have expected to be a lot closer, but this was basically a bulldozer match for Raid. Very well played. So, a minute and a half left to go, and they will need to rethink their tactics. And we just have to wait and see what is happening. Need to wait, be a little bit patient again. Which is kind of boring, I know, but still, it's only just over a minute now. Raid completely, no, there. Oh, they're doing that thing again. They always do this. And it's actually quite nice to see. But Raid is readying up in 2 Sherries, an IS-4, an IS-7, 2 E5s, and a 113. And each is probably thinking, what the hell could we do different here? Because the way that they were pushed into, they basically just got murdered. So, EG not entirely certain what they're gonna do. Raid doing the blipping thing again. I actually quite like doing stuff like that, but they kind of need you to stay running up. Ah, Sick missed it. So, 30 seconds left to go. EG still missing a player. Here we go. And we're gonna get a 268. Potentially 2 Sherries, 3 IS-4s and an STB. No, it is 1 Sherry and an E5 instead. 16 seconds. He kind of does have to ready up though. Here we go. And Raid still derping around with 10 seconds left on the clock. They shouldn't be doing that stuff. Oh my god, it would have been awful if it hadn't ended up in a 7 versus 6. So let's see what's going to happen. Dun 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 dun. And with Raid being this much in shape, it will be tricky for EG to pull a victory out of this, because this was a very good pincer tactic that Raid did. And basically I think EG responded exactly how they had hoped they would. So let's see what's going to happen here. EG now sticking together, leaving only one spotter, Orca. Getting a nice shot into it. Getting missed also, which is in this case very important. Base B being decapped. He does not get that second thing though, but they are capping the bases, both of them. General stealing the base closest to Raid spawn. And he gets away with it. And this is very different tactics, because now General is pulling back. And basically EG just has to hold, but they have to be careful not to get rushed. Because we see Orca doesn't see all of them yet. But he's in danger. And EG is turning around to deal with that. But at the same time, they can't leave base B unprotected either. Winch is holding that in the IS-4. And they don't know that most of the people are not there anymore. Missiles flying. Not panning. I do find the sound of the missiles very funny, to be honest. I'm not a fan of the missiles themselves. But the sound they make is funny. Winch unspotted. Oof, big of a hit into sneak there. And Orca holding his position. Again, the STB is not a brawler. But it does have the spotting range. And now we see that Raid is pushing in. And he needs to get the blip out of there if he wants to survive. He is landing a shot. But basically, with Raid having so many guns over here, Orca is lucky to get out of this alive. And we see that they are arriving. And he is definitely going to get hurt here. And there he goes. That is the end of Orca. Spacey holding. And even though they are taking away some HP, but look at the amount of difference it already makes. With the way that Raid is focus firing Spacey, they need to survive. If they survive, they can win this. If they get a kill or two, they can win this. Actually, quickly going to take you over there. Drizzle is gone. Base B is being recapped. They have to be careful. Spacely is also gone. They need to take out those low HP guns. Come on, I pressed the button. It did not skip. Edgar almost gone. Nicolate not looking healthy. Base B still being capped. And as more EG guns disappear, it can make such a big difference. They need to... Oof. And that might have just cost him the game. He needs to push into sneaky. He needs to get that kill. Because at this stage, if he doesn't... Winch not looking too healthy. Losing HP. Winch, if he dies, it will be Raid's game. They need to get the kills. Edgar. Oof, there goes Winch. 905 points. And Sneaky surviving this long. Edgar dying. It is Raid that takes it home. Lego still alive, but Raid wins on points. And this was basically... EG had it. Raid pushed in. The focus fire was sublime. And EG was not in good enough position to just hold. And they split up and it cost them the game. Very well played by Raid. Lovely to see them back in their old form and shape. The way that we've seen them as winners in 2018. This is the Raid that won that. Like maybe not necessarily all the players, but you know exactly what I mean. Very nicely played by Raid. Definitely. Overall, pretty close, all the same. And that was just epic. And let's see, do we know what happened with APA versus FBI yet? Let's see. So APA is third. We have Raid first, EG second, and APA third, FBI fourth, and so on and so forth. Wow. So overall, that is it for me for now. Definitely epic games. Definitely nice to see Raid back into shape. Definitely nice to be able to stream EG again. This is for first time streaming them in this tournament season. And I'll be back in about 4 hours. Less than that, actually. Am I saying that right? No, 4.5 hours thereabouts to stream the NA server. And I know Brian is too. And let's have a quick look, because I know that I'm streaming Pincer, and I believe that Brian is streaming Rain. Yes, he is. So for Rain, tune into Brian, Rolling Swarm, in case you haven't. Definitely subscribe to his channel, and I will be streaming Pincer, so it should be fun, and it will be very, very late for me. But like I said, if it's games like this, you can easily break me up for it. I love it. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, that is it for me tonight. And I will be seeing you later. Have a good evening, everyone. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. And I'll see you all the next stream. Bye bye.